In 2023, the Denver Nuggets won their first ever NBA championship, led by Nikola Jokic, arguably the best player in the NBA for the past 2 to 3 seasons. The problem is, ever since there, they lost Bruce Brown, a huge piece of that team, and then they followed that up. They lost Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and now they have zero answers. None. I don't know what's wrong with this team. Nobody wants to shoot the basketball. It really is frustrating to watch. Russell Westbrook has not been playing well for this team whatsoever. Michael Porter Jr. hasn't been playing like himself. He's on his same average amount of attempts at almost 7 a game, and the dude's shooting 10% less from 3. Field goal percentage wise, Jamal Murray is 10% less from the field as well. It's just insane to see, and it does piss me off to see this, because how do you go from being one of the most dominant teams in the NBA last year in the playoffs? Jamal Murray started faltering against the Timberwolves. You go from that, and now you're just a mess. What happened? And that's why we're here today. Hello everyone, I'm Mason, and let's talk about Denver Nuggets basketball. Make sure to subscribe to the channel though. We are like 50 subs away from 1K, so make sure to do that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, what we saw in the first game of the regular season of the Thunder versus the Nuggets, a great matchup from last year that we saw in the regular season as well. The Thunder came out, shot terrible from 3, and the Nuggets still lost by 15 points. And it was honestly kind of mind-numbing to see how dumb their offense was at times. You have guys on the team who can shoot threes. They may not be the best shooters. Jamal Murray's not the greatest three-point shooter. Michael Porter Jr. in his career is almost a 41% three-point shooter, and he has not been looking like a dangerous shooter at all. Teams aren't threatened by him shooting. They're not threatened by Jamal Murray. Christian Brown will catch it on the perimeter, and what does he do? He doesn't shoot it. You can leave him open every single time, and that guy will not shoot the ball. He'll just drive to the rim. He'll pass out. He does not want to shoot. Jokic is having to put this team on his back. It's like the 2022 season all over again, where you have Murray out, you have Michael Porter Jr. out. It's just Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and a bunch of the role players, bench players playing. They were the 6th seed. He won MVP. He put that team on his back. This year, he's going to have to do that again. He's going to have to put up the best numbers of his career to get this team to the playoffs. Against the Thunder, Michael Porter Jr., 5 of 17, 3 of 10 from 3. Jamal Murray, 4 of 13. Christian Brown did not play bad, but he did not make a 3. Russell Westbrook, 2 of 10. What in the world is this Nuggets team doing? I don't get it. I don't know what the answer is for them. I don't know if they need to go make a trade for someone, just an answer. Perimeter defense also. They give up so many wide open threes. Their team chemistry does not look the same. Jokic half the time looks like he doesn't even want to be there. They're coming off of 2 games where they're playing in overtime against the Raptors without Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett. Scotty Barnes got hurt. The Nuggets pulled off the win. They went to overtime against the Brooklyn Nets. What are we doing? Just seeing how much of a shot chucker Russell Westbrook has been since he's been on this team. They're leaving you open from 3 for a reason, bucko. Pass the ball out or work on that 3-point shot for a little bit. I know you're getting older. I know your time in the league is dwindling down. I really love what you did for the Thunder, and I missed having you on the Thunder, but we also have to be realistic here. There's no excuse for shooting that bad from 3. Jokic has been the only really bright spot of this team so far. I can't say other than him. Christian Brown has not been able to shoot a 3. He's not going to be able to replace what KCP did. He can't shoot the 3. That was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's whole offensive identity, was shooting the 3 ball. And you look up the game that they played against the Clippers that they lost. Norman Powell, 37 points. That guy, yes, he's been playing incredible, but they don't really have wing defenders anymore. No KCP means Aaron Gordon is having to guard your team's best player, and that's not what you want, because Aaron Gordon, as much as I enjoy his game offensively when he's able to get to the rim, or even just when he is knocking down his shots, when he's guarding the other team's best player, that's not a good sign for you. He's not super quick on his feet. He gets beat to the rim by guards. He's big and physical and able to match up better against the bigger guards. Any of the smaller, more shifty guards, he's not able to do anything against. There's nothing that this team can really do with this current construction because Caldwell-Pope was the glue. Also, another problem with this team, they cannot guard the pick and roll, as we also saw in that Clippers game. James Harden along with Zubac running that pick and roll. Zubac had 24 points. James Harden had 16 assists this game. They don't have an answer because Jokic, as much as I love him as a player, because he's slower, they're going to put him in those pick and roll actions, and if he drops under the screen or is too slow to get up there, they're just shooting over the top of it. At the end of the day, the Nuggets were the best team in the NBA when they won the finals. There was no one even on their level, and now, they just got eliminated by the Timberwolves. They lost their glue guy, and now they're struggling to beat lottery teams. What are we doing, Denver? I said they'd be a 5 seed this year in my Western Conference standings predictions. Go watch that if you haven't seen that already. I said they'd be a 5 seed, and I don't even know if they're going to be that now because of how they're playing. If they're going to continue to play like this, they'll be a play-in team. They'll literally end the season with 40 to 45 wins. They will be a play-in team. You should not be putting this much of a workload on Jokic. Your other guys, Jamal Murray, has just not been effective. He doesn't look like himself out there. He's not fast to beat a defender. He's just settling for jumpers over and over. He's not getting to the rim at will, how we've seen Jamal Murray do countless times. He's not doing that how he usually would. And their bench as a whole, the entirety of their bench, just throw it in the trash. It's not good. I try to keep up with as many games as I can. So with the Nuggets obviously being primetime TV with Jokic on the team, I'm watching them, and half the time I just want to turn the game off because I'm like, why am I even watching this? They've gone down by 15 to 20 points against the Nets, against the Raptors. Why? How? None of these guys look like their usual selves except for Jokic. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if Caldwell Pope was, he really was the thing that held them together defensively, really. Now Aaron Gordon is getting exposed on defense when we thought he was a good defender too. But honestly, it's kind of dumb to see their games that they're almost losing or losing. The Nets, they gave up 54 points to that backcourt of Dennis Schroeder and Cam Thomas. Like Jamal Murray, what are you doing, cuh? His field goal percentage has gone down 10% this season from last year. He's shooting 38% from the field right now. From a guy that shot almost 43% from 3 last year. This year he's shooting 35, which better than Michael Porter Jr., yes, but that field goal percentage is atrocious. And that tells you everything you need to know, that when he's getting to the rim, he's not doing anything at the rim scoring wise. He's hitting his threes, yes, but other than that, nothing. Absolutely nothing from him. I'm very fed up with the Nuggets, so I'm sorry to rant, but I kind of have to. These are all things I really, really wanted to talk about. Now, on the other side of that, I will go out and say they did play really, really well in that second half against the Nets. They were getting out in transition. They would catch the Nets pretty much asleep on defense, but that's the Nets. When you're playing against a team with even a decent defense, if this team, the Nuggets, plays against the Lakers, they're going to get killed by a team that's good defensively. When you're playing against the Thunder, the Celtics, any of these top dogs too, if you're not going to shoot the ball, like if Westbrook's out on the floor and he's not playing well, he's not going to shoot the ball. You're leaving Christian Brown wide open for 3. He's not wanting to shoot. Like, shoot the freaking ball. Oh my God. It's just so painful to think about what they're gonna have to do to turn this around, because if they're playing it like this against the Nets and the Raptors, yeah, that's cool and all. Well, if you look at their schedule, who do they play next? Minnesota, good defensive team. Good luck. You have Oklahoma City again. What are you gonna do? Then you play against Miami, defensive team. Have fun playing against Dallas. You're not guarding those 2 guards. You are not guarding Luka and Kyrie when you cannot keep up with Cam Thomas and Dennis Schroeder. You're not doing it. Following up the last couple games they played, the Timberwolves, the Jazz, and the Raptors. So I didn't expect them to lose the Jazz game at all. That was a blowout. Okay, good job on you, Denver. Finally had a convincing win. Now we have the Timberwolves game. So the Timberwolves obviously are a very good matchup against this Denver team, as we saw in the playoffs. Julius Randle played great defense on Jokic, and part of that is the strength, physicality of him. Denver just struggled in this game to defend the 3-point line. Minnesota shot 52% from 3 in the first half. Westbrook is the only one that really hustles to get back in transition in this game. They're giving up tons of fast break points, easy threes. Aaron Gordon shot well in this game. He did. Unfortunately, they had a couple stupid turnovers down the stretch. Jokic turned the ball over. Westbrook, dumb turnover. Nickeil Alexander-Walker made some big plays, big steals down the stretch. The problem with Denver's rotation against Minnesota was if Aaron Gordon's guarding Julius Randle, who Aaron Gordon is one of your better perimeter defenders, now you have Christian Brown or Russell Westbrook trying to guard Anthony Edwards, and then Dante DiVincenzo. So one of those two is on each of those guys. And then in the game against the Raptors, Grady Dick had a couple of very costly turnovers, but he had a very good game overall besides that. Any sort of screen action, they'd put Jokic in, because if you run a screen, you make Jokic make a decision. Like Grady Dick would fly straight to the rim a couple times past Jokic because he's not quick enough on defense. Jakob Poeltl had a really good game because, again, Jokic couldn't hold him on defense. There are certain times where Jokic looks good, but in this game, defensively, he did not look good. He was giving up a lot of buckets, a lot of rebounds. It's like when one problem is fixed, another one is broken. Like Aaron Gordon injured, so that's obviously not good. So for this team, you're losing now two of your best four players. That's gonna be rough. Their bench has not been great, but against the Raptors, their bench looked better. They were more fast-paced. Guys like Peyton Watson, Julian Strother in there. You have these guys that are more fast-paced. That helps this team a lot. That pace is a big deal, especially on transition defense. This team has shown signs of still being there. They still have so much to work on, so much to figure out this season. And honestly, it is very, very hard to predict where they're going to end up. Now, as much as I've said about the Nuggets in this video, this is very much a strong overreaction. I'm saying this as someone who really loves the game of basketball. I am extremely worried for this team. What they have showed us the first 4 games of the season, we have not seen this level of poor basketball being played from them. It scares me. It really does. What is the window of their championship window? Does it even exist? If it does, is it just a tiny window? Because now with other teams getting better, if you're playing like this, how in the world are you going to go through the playoffs and you're going to have to match up against Phoenix or the Lakers or someone like that? And then, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Minnesota, you're not going to get through all of those teams and then try to beat Boston or whoever is coming out of the East, most likely Boston, in the finals? No way, no chance. There's zero way that they're going to be able to beat anyone playing like this. As much as I have hated watching some of their games, I'm going to continue to do it because I guess that's psychopath behavior, but I'm going to continue to do it because I still do have a tiny bit of hope for this team just because they still have Nikola Jokic. Keep doing your thing. If you have to keep this team on your back and tell the other guys figure their stuff out, then do it. Keep doing it, man. You are so incredible. Please go into that locker room and tell them to shoot the damn ball. Thank you guys for watching this video. Drop a like down below, subscribe, and let me know if you are worried about the Nuggets as well or as much as I am, because it's not looking good. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time, Peace.